If your life looks calm on the outside, but your body feels anxious, tense, or exhausted, this episode is for you. If you keep wondering, why am I still like this when nothing is technically wrong? Or you notice that even on quieter days, your body won't fully let go. I want to tell you something immediately. This isn't anxiety, and it's not a personal failure. It's your nervous system still operating from survival, even though the danger has passed. And there's a name for this. And once you understand it, the way you relate to your body starts to change. So if you've been doing the work, trying to heal, trying to rest, and your body just hasn't caught up yet, stay with me. This is what it feels like when your life has changed faster than your nervous system has. You might be functioning well, showing up, doing what needs to be done. But internally, your body stays alert, as if something still needs your attention. Not because you're in danger now, because at some point, being on guard, it kept you safe. So I want you to pause for a moment. I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time your body felt genuinely at ease? Not distracted, not numbed out, at ease. That question landed. This conversation is for you. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're coming back, I'm really glad you're here. This is the quest for self. And today, we're talking about what happens when your life moves forward, but your nervous system hasn't caught up yet. Here's something important. Research consistently shows that chronic stress doesn't just affect your mood, it impacts sleep, digestion, immune function, and your emotional regulation. In fact, long term stress has been linked to insomnia, fragmented sleep, digestive issues and gut sensitivity, increased anxiety and irritability, difficulty concentrating and regulating your emotions. So, if stress is showing up in your body, that doesn't mean you're too sensitive. It means your body is doing exactly what it was designed to do when it doesn't feel safe yet. There's a season many people enter that honestly doesn't get talked about enough. And it's the season where the crisis is quieter, but your body is still on edge. Where externally things might look more stable, but internally you're still bracing. You might find yourself asking, why am I exhausted even on calm days? Why do small things feel overwhelming? And why does my body react before my mind understands? This isn't regression. This is adaptation lag. Your body learned how to survive something, and it hasn't yet been taught that it's okay to stand down, okay to relax, because you're not in survival mode anymore. Let me ask you this, and you don't need to answer out loud, but I really want you to pause and think about these questions. What did your body have to adapt to in the past few years? Was it a relationship, loss, caretaking, pressure, uncertainty? Your body remembers, even if your life has moved on. Your body keeps count. For the past 4 months, I've been back in California living at home. I usually love coming home. I come back to spend time with my family, especially my mom. She had a really severe stroke 3 years ago and she's still going through it. Being home means being close to that reality every single day. And here's the hard part: she's not the person I once knew. She's changed emotionally, behaviorally, neurologically. There are tantrums now, outbursts, her inability to speak, moments that are confusing and painful for all of us. And none of us were prepared for this version of caregiving. We're learning in real time how to live inside a reality that feels so unfamiliar. I love my mom, I do deeply. And loving her in this season comes with stress, a type of stress that's hard to name. There's grief, there's guilt, there's constant adjustment. And alongside that, I'm working from home. I started a new role, and the role itself carries a lot of pressure. So there's very little separation between work stress, emotional stress, family stress, and personal processing. And over time, I felt it in my body. My anxiety increased. Sleep has become harder. There have been nights I rely on medication just to fall asleep. Not because I want to, but because my nervous system won't shut off. And that's not weakness. That's an accumulation of everything I'm going through. Here's the key thing I want you to understand. Your body, it doesn't respond to logic. It responds to repetition and safety. When stress becomes chronic, your nervous system learns one rule and one rule only, and that's stay alert, don't relax, be ready. That's why rest can feel uncomfortable. Slowing down can create anxiety. Doing nothing feels wrong. Your nervous system isn't broken, it's trained. So let me ask you, what does your body think it still needs you to be ready for? For a long time, I thought something was wrong with me, asking myself, why am I anxious again? Why can't I regulate better? Why does this feel harder than it should? What I see now is this: my body wasn't reacting to one moment, it was responding to layers. Grief layered with responsibility, pressure layered with proximity, stress layered with lack of space. Your body doesn't care if stress is justified, it cares if it's constant. Okay, so if you're sitting there thinking, okay, I may be chronically stressed, but what do I actually do about it? What really helps? I'm going to share what I've learned. I want to be clear that I'm sharing this not as a prescription, but as an invitation, hoping it helps even a fraction of what it's helped me. Regulation isn't about doing more, it's not another habit to master or a box to check. It's about doing less more consistently. And sometimes that looks very unglamorous. A few things that have helped me, and I genuinely hope they work for you too: movement to release, not to optimize, not movement to fix your body, not movement to burn calories or earn rest, movement as a way to let stress exit your system. Taking a 7-minute walk after a tense phone call instead of replaying that call in your head. Every time I finish really stressful work calls, set myself to a way, just go on a walk. Don't care if it's 5 minutes or 15 minutes. I need to let my body, my mind decompress. Stretching your neck, shoulders, or jaw while waiting for coffee. Putting on one song and swaying in your kitchen. No mirror, no goal. Lying on the floor with your legs up for 5 minutes. If it doesn't look impressive, you're probably doing it right. Your nervous system, it doesn't understand productivity. It understands patterns. You don't need a perfect nighttime routine. You need one or two cues that happen on most nights. That might look like putting a nightly alarm that says, put the phone down, dimming the lights at the same time every single evening, even if nothing else changes. Washing your face slowly and intentionally instead of rushing through it. Reading 2 pages of a book you've already read before. Nothing stimulating. These cues tell your body nothing else is required of you right now. Another thing that has been a game changer for me is intentional breathing, even when it feels pointless. Breathing is not about calming down emotionally. It's about sending a physical signal to your nervous system that you are not in danger, even when your mind doesn't believe it yet. That may look like one long exhale while sitting at a red light, inhaling for 4, exhaling for 6 while brushing your teeth. Placing one hand on your chest, one on your stomach, and taking 3 slow breaths before responding to a message. Breathing deeply while your anxiety is still there without trying to make it disappear. The breath works even when you feel silly doing it. Another thing that's really helped, micro pauses instead of full resets. You don't need an hour to regulate. Sometimes you just need 10 seconds. That may look like pausing before opening the next app, letting your body soften before answering, "How are you?" Sitting down instead of standing when you feel rushed. Not filling every silence with noise. These pauses, they accumulate. They teach your system that urgency isn't constant, even when your brain thinks it is. And if any of this feels hard, irritating, or inaccessible, that doesn't mean you're failing. It means your nervous system has been trained to survive speed, pressure, and vigilance. Slowness feels unsafe until it becomes familiar. Let me say that again. Slowness feels unsafe until it becomes familiar. So if your body resists rest, if stillness makes you anxious, if these tools feel boring or annoying, that's not a flaw. That's information. And with repetition, your system can learn something new. That rest, it isn't a treat. That slowness doesn't mean collapse. That safety can be quiet. These aren't tools to fix you. They're ways to remind your body that it doesn't have to be on guard all the time. If your body feels off right now, hear this. You're not behind, you're not broken, and you're not doing healing wrong. You're integrating. You're someone who adapted already, who carried a lot, who stayed functional when it mattered. And now your body is asking for recalibration. And that's not weakness, that's transition. If you're listening to this, you're not the only one. where a lot of people quietly unlearning urgency, hypervigilance, and self abandonment. We're not healed, we're not finished, we're just here together, figuring it out. So here's what I want to leave you with. Today, choose one small step, just one, that helps your body feel 5% safer. Not healed, not fixed, not perfect, safer. Because every step you take, even the smallest one, leads you toward a better version of yourself. And if you're in this season, I want you to know your body isn't against you. It's been trying to protect you this whole time. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of The Quest for Self. I really appreciate you being here. If anything from today resonated with you, feel free to like, follow, subscribe, or share this episode with someone who you think might need to hear it. You can find more episodes and reflections by following The Quest for Self on social media. And remember, every step you take leads you to a better version of yourself.